Has Javonte Williams been replaced by Audric Estime as RB1 for the Denver Broncos? It sure seems that way. But before we talk about that, guys, I want to shout out the affiliate partner for today's video, Green Gridiron Helmets. Use code DENSYN, DENSYN, link in the description below to save off your first purchase on NFL helmets, from small replicas just like this one to full-size helmets. Again, that is code DENSYN, link in the description down below to save off your first purchase on NFL helmets. Thank you so much to Green Gridiron, and now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Bringing in the rushing stats for Audric Estime in the game against Kansas City: 14 carries, 53 yards, 3.8 yards per carry, a long of 10, and that actually would have been higher had he not had one of his big runs called back on a Ben Powers hold. So this really should have been 15 carries for like 68 yards. That's about 4.5 yards per carry. That's something that the Denver Broncos have definitely been looking for from Audric Estime. Have him just have a breakout performance like this, and that's exactly what happened in this game. Again, I thought that his stats on the final stat sheet actually don't do justice to his actual performance today. He was lowering his shoulder, fighting for tough earned yards. That's something that we really haven't had in this Broncos run game for quite a while. Really since 2021 Javonte Williams. That was the last time that we saw a Broncos running back really drag bodies with him like we saw Audric Estime do in this game. And as far as Javonte Williams is concerned, he barely saw the field. 1 carry for 1 yard. He did get a few pass protection reps. I think this might be the role that Javonte Williams is relegated to for the rest of the season. I think the Broncos are going to ride the hot hand here with Audric Estime as we move into later November and into December, where the weather's going to start to get colder. Denver just had their first snowstorm of the year. The wind's going to start to blow, and that's when teams are really going to start leaning into running the football. Late November, early December, as we get into the nitty-gritty part of the season. And I think Denver is really getting a head start on that now, building their identity around a tough physical ground game. And Audric Estime was drafted in the 5th round out of Notre Dame to bring that type of run game to the Denver Broncos. And to this point, I think that it's been a little bit disappointing for Audric Estime because he's had a couple of fumbles this year. He's just kind of made some rookie mistakes. But Sean Payton said in his press conference this past week that they were going to look to get more action for Audric Estime this week. And sure enough, Sean Payton delivered on that promise, and Audric Estime got some really good work this week. Again, I think that his overall production was a little bit better than what the stat sheet would indicate because he had one of his best runs called back on a holding penalty. But still, man, the Broncos are really, really going to need Audric Estime as we get into these games against Atlanta, against Cincinnati, against Indianapolis. Denver's going to need to control the clock in those games, and one way to do that is by establishing your ground game, and it looks like Audric Estime has finally given this Broncos run game the juice that it's been looking for since Javonte Williams' performance down in New Orleans. All right, Broncos country, let me know in the comment section below, do you think that Audric Estime has replaced Javonte Williams as RB1 for this team? And do you think that Audric Estime is going to give this run game a new juice to it as we head into these later months of the year? Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. Helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. And before we dip out of here, guys, I want to shout out the other affiliate partner for today's video, Whitebeard Signworks. Use code BS30, link also in the description down below, to save $30 off your first purchase on NFL LED team logo signs just like this really cool sign behind me. Again, that is code BS30 to save $30 off your first purchase. Thank you so much to Whitebeard Signworks as well as Green Gridiron Helmets. And until next time, guys, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.